Welcome back, everybody, to Ace Academy. I think we're about to go find out what I think it was Ludian Enterprises knows about the whole core technology, since it's related to old Daddy, and maybe help discover if Daddy and Mommy were offed versus had an accident. I wake up from my nap feeling refreshed. That really hit the spot. Nothing like one of those powerful naps where you kind of forget what day it is. There's still a lot of time before my Ludian meeting this afternoon. I wonder if anyone is free. Sho or Mayu. I really don't like the whole Brosa thing. It's not terrible, but it does kind of irk me. If you just call me bro, it would be a problem. But let's go Mayu. I think I just had problems with people named Joseph in the past. Maybe that was it. I wonder if Mayu is up to anything. I'm debating whether or not to call her. A call comes in from her instead. Oh, we still have a band, don't we? Whatever happened to that? I love these, like, side stories the game brings up that just don't go anywhere.
Hi.
What up?
I wanted to see if you'd like to go to the bookstore with me again.
Why not take your boy toy show? Sure, I finished reading the manga I got last time.
Me too. Actually, that's why I want to go back. I really liked it, and I want to get the second volume.
That's great. You ready to go now?
Yeah, if that's okay.
Sure, I'll meet you there. As I hang up, I go and get ready. I hop on my bike and drive to the bookstore. Since I'm the first to arrive, I decide to wait for Mayu inside. The same employee from before is at the counter and greets me warmly.
Hey, good to see you again.
Mr.
Welcome
Sexy.
back.
Thanks.
Is Mayu not coming today?
She is. We're coming separately.
Oh,
I'm really surprised he remembers me, considering I've only been here one other time. An employee smiles at me. She has flawless skin and legs that go on for days. Then again, the store is atypical in basically every other way, so maybe I shouldn't be surprised. The doors chime Mayu's arrival. She waves at me.
I hope you weren't waiting long.
Forever. Nope, not at all. Let's go find your book. She nods, we head up to the shelves. I browse for anything interesting while Mayu goes straight for the series she wants. After making my selection, Mayu is still browsing the shelves. You find what you're looking for?
Yeah, but then I also saw this manga, which I think is interesting. Or maybe this one?
Look, just put them in your purse and walk out. I worked in a grocery store once. I saw a dude put some, like, deli meat, like sliced ham, down his pants, and he walked out with it. Because who the hell is going to reach in his pants and get it? Okay? It works. Trust me. You just make a note of it and watch out for that person the next time they come in. That's the best you can do. Nobody wants to touch that meat anymore. She trails off, lost in thought, holding an adventure series and a romance series.
Which do you think I should get?
Yeah, why not both? Why don't you get both?
I don't want to get too many at once. I like to get more as I finish reading.
It didn't take long to finish a manga, though, right? Well, get whatever interests you more. I always said romance. She hits hard and concentration.
I'll just be another couple of minutes.
Go for it. I'll meet you up front,
Okay.
though. When I return to the checkout counter, the clerk rings me up.
did Mayu like the manga she got?
Yeah, she liked it so much she let me borrow it so I could read it too. She seemed intrigued.
Did you like it?
Why are you asking me like that? It wasn't bad.
What did you think of the fanfic?
The what? I blink. What fanfic? You seem
You
surprised.
don't know the fanfic?
No, I'm getting really concerned. Please stop talking to me. We're gonna find it. The front clerk takes the tablet out from behind the desk and pulls up the
Here you
webpage.
go.
I skimmed through the chapter note on the top of the page. The main character gives up her musical career, returns to her hometown to take care of her mother. She struggles to adapt to her new life, but is reunited with her childhood friend. So far, this is staying true to the manga. The chapter begins when she and her childhood friend are reconnecting and she's beginning to develop feelings for him. He grins at me and the heat flows in my face. I quickly look away. What's going on? I've seen that same smile a million times before, but it doesn't mean anything. Except that it means everything. Knowing that his attention is on me, no one else makes my heart beat faster. There's an electricity swirling in currents around us, making the air thick. Do you think we should invite the others? He asks, and my heart sinks. Why am I disappointed? After all, we're only friends. Shake my head to clear my thoughts, and he frowns in worry. We don't have to invite him if you don't want to. I don't want to. I want to smile and tell him it'd be nice to spend time with just two of us. No, we should. I think they'll all enjoy it too. Why did I say that? He flashes me another warm smile, and my knees go weak. Oh, of course. That's why.
Hey guys.
I'm reading my raunchy romance novel. Shut up, Mayu. I glance as Mayu puts her books down.
What are you reading?
Just
I
fanfic.
didn't know you like fan fiction. Is it good?
It's not terrible so far. Yeah, it's fine, yeah, I guess. It's not terrible. I mean, you only read, like, what, a paragraph or two? Yeah, I've only read a little bit, but I'm already starting to get invested in the characters and want to learn more. I'll probably finish reading it later.
Really?
Here, let me read your section. He grins at me and the heat fills my face. I look away. What is going on? I've seen this 5 million times. Doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean everything. There's attention on me. No one else makes me heart beat fast. There's no electricity flowing curves around us, make the air thick. My face drains of color and turns bright red. I pause. Have you read this before? The store clerk begins laughing as Mayu's blush deepens. I look from one to the other. This is strange. Did Mayu write this? What's going on?
Well, actually...
Go on. She looks away, seemingly too embarrassed to finish.
She wrote it.
I called that. What?
Yeah, Mayu shared it with me, which is why I was surprised you hadn't read it yet.
My eyes widen. Wow, Mayu, that's awesome.
Really?
I said it was good. Yeah. Hey, super talented. Have you read anything else? She seems
The
shy.
only other ones I've written, I haven't posted.
She posted. I bet they're just
I
good.
agree. You've got a gift.
Maybe.
We did chat about Mayu's writing. The clerk gives her a discount on her purchases, which Mayu is thrilled about. As promised to return soon, I offer Mayu a ride back to campus.
Thank you for coming with me today.
No problem. I'll be looking out for your next chapter. She blushes.
Please don't tell the others, though. I'm not sure they'd understand.
Sure. Not even show. She blushes.
Actually, he already knows.
Figured. Really? Not sure why I'm so surprised. It makes sense that she would tell him. She
He
nods.
normally doesn't read that kind of stuff, but he read everything that I wrote, and he said he loved it.
I'm glad Sho is finally being more receptive to Mayu's interests and hobbies. He just may have found a new interest too. Well, I promise I won't say
Thanks.
anything. She smiles and waves goodbye. Who knew Mayu was so creative? Not only does she play on an instrument, but she also writes. I wonder if she can draw too. Mulling over the thought, I head out. It's almost time for my appointment with the Ludian. I drive my bike downtown and park near Ludian Enterprises. The building is impressive as the sunlight reflects off the tinted windows. A Ludian signage is posted on the front entrance. It's large enough to be seen from a distance, but isn't as gaudy as warp text signage. Receptionist cheerfully greets me when I enter. I let her know my name, and it's not long before I'm led to an engineer's office. He gestures for me to have a seat, which I accept. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me.
My pleasure. How may I be of assistance?
I had a few questions about the core overdrive technology seen at Ace Academy's match
What
yesterday.
questions?
Let's start with this one, I guess. How does technology enable...
I'm sorry, but I'm not allowed to divulge company secrets.
My apologies if the question was unclear. I meant to ask how Akira was able to enable the overdrive mode during the
Yes,
match.
I understand. Unfortunately, that is not something I am at liberty to share.
Okay, what can you tell me about it? Even Akira was able to give me that information. How come this man won't? Something strange is going on. How are you able to engineer the core's overdrive mode? That technology is not common knowledge.
I apologize, but I can't disclose company
I was
secrets.
gonna say, if he wouldn't answer the other questions, there's no way he's gonna answer this. I should have seen that coming. If they're so tight-lipped, does that mean there's some shady business going on here? Not necessarily. It could just be a prototype company secret. I'm not sure what's going on here. As far as I'm aware, that technology has not even been made available. So how was that addition suddenly built into Akira's gear?
Again, I'm sorry, but that's not something I'm at liberty to discuss.
What can you discuss? Obviously, this conversation is going nowhere. My frustration increases and makes my tongue loose. Then what can you discuss? So far, that's the only thing you said.
I
Brown.
don't appreciate that tone.
I don't appreciate your tone either. I appreciate you stringing me along like this. Why'd you agree to meet me if you had no intention of talking to me?
If you ask me a question I am at liberty to answer, then I will gladly answer it for you.
The only answers I need are for the question that I've asked.
I'm sorry, but it looks like I won't be able to help you.
I cross my arms. I'm not leaving here without answers.
Then I'm afraid I will have to call for security.
Yeah, I'm a little bitch. Let's not do that. I stared at him defiantly as he picked up the phone. In a matter of minutes, 2 burly guards show up in the office. They each grab hold of one of my arms and drag me out of the office. Look, I normally like being grabbed by big burly men, but not right now. Let me go. I can't leave until I get some answers.
What is the meaning of this?
Donnie Ruse. Why the hell do you get a name? A tall man dressed in a smart suit blocks the
Why are
hallway.
the guards trying to forcibly remove this young man from the premises?
I was creating a nuisance.
We're just following orders, sir.
I am the order here.
Oh. You sound like Joy. The guards look at each other, then release me.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. The man turns to me.
What is this all about?
Although he speaks softly, there's a clear air of authority around him. I don't dare act petulantly towards him, especially after he's given me a second chance to get my answers. Sorry, sir, but I came here looking for an answer to a simple question.
What question?
It's in regards to the Overdrive Corps from the Ace Academy match yesterday. He studies me.
You are a student here?
Yeah, pilot.
Come into my office. Perhaps I can help you.
Alright. He dismisses the guards and leads me to a private office with large windows. I read the plaque on his desk, which is twice the size of my own. Donnie Ruse, CEO. I'm not sharp like him, but he doesn't seem to notice. Why is the CEO getting involved with that kind of dispute? He offers me a seat, which I take. Maybe this is some sort of PR stunt, although he seems helpful. I should let my guard down.
Now, explain to me how I can help.
Tell me what you know. I go through my explanation about the match yesterday and mention who I am. He seemed intrigued after hearing my
You're
name.
the pilot of Eagle?
Yep.
Your gear caused quite a bit of intrigue in the R&D community with your unique core.
Happens. How exactly was Eluding able to possess that technology? He raises an eyebrows, implying the answer is
We
obvious.
partnered with Midori Energy to develop the core. Midori Energy supplied the schematics, and of course the Eludian team worked hard to build and refine it.
I blink. Midori Energy? Does he mean Midori Energy Inc.? That was his dad's company.
I'm surprised Dashu, being an energy drink company, was able to acquire the technology before it went to market.
Something very weird is going on here, but I don't think Eludian is involved maliciously. Yeah, I guess Dashu has their sources.
I don't doubt it.
Phone rings interrupting our conversation.
I'll have to take this.
I nod and stand. Thank you very much for meeting with me. I appreciate
You're
your
an
time.
interesting pilot. Perhaps our paths will cross again.
I hope so. You seem like a nice guy overall. He nods in dismissal and answers his phone while I leave his office. Reminded of the whirlwind of questions, I leave the building and head back to my bike. Was Dad working on this core for Midori Energy? I always thought this was a project for the two of us, but if that's not the case, then maybe they had something to do with... I shake my head trying to free myself from these thoughts. I can't jump to conclusions. I need to clear my head and calm down. Room 2 is free right now. I could use a distraction. Lots of options here. Cowrie. What are Cowrie's up to? Pull my phone and give her a
Hello?
call. Hey, Cowrie.
Hi.
You busy?
I'm just about to head to the daycare. It's going to be an extra busy day.
The daycare? You dropping off or picking up? Sho and I caught Cowrie's uncle in the campus parking lot one day right before we were going into town. He freely shared that Cowrie volunteers at his daycare. He invited us to stop by, but Cowrie's death glare was enough to deter us. She may not act like it, but I think she's a little relieved that she doesn't have to hide this from us anymore. I feel like a lot of this stuff is very route specific to those individuals, and it just gets brought up in other routes, like it's just common knowledge, but you never experience that once. I think that's a very missed point with this. Her uncle says Cowrie's a big softie and a favorite instructor amongst the kids. I'll believe it when I see it. Extra
Yeah.
busy.
We're understaffed since one person is on vacation and another person called in sick.
Tell them to get over it. Take some drugs and come in. Maybe I can help. Hello?
If that's what you want, then I guess you can help. But don't forget it's still work.
Alright. Yes, ma'am.
Don't call me ma'am. Now hurry up and get here.
Alright, Fuhrer. Before I have a chance to say one of my sick rebuttals, she hangs up the phone. Damn. Oh, well, that might not be later. Cal would be angry. I find my bike and drive to the daycare. When I arrive, Cowrie is nowhere to be found. I follow a group of adults into the building. They're either parents or staff, but either way, they'll get me where I need to be. Considering there are no kids tagging along, I think it's safe to say that they're staff. We pass through one of the children's playrooms and continue into an office in the back. Cowrie is there with another guy discussing something I can't hear. She nods in greeting when I enter. Once everyone gets situated, the guy clears his throat.
Hello, everyone. I know we haven't had one of these staff meetings in a while, but it's going to be a bit busy today since Daiichi is on vacation and Hibiki called in sick.
Another missed point. Lots of backgrounds get reused. This is the campus library background. I mean, this really doesn't fit a daycare at all. This amount of books for a daycare for little toddlers? Yeah, fucking right.
Luckily, Kaori's friend has offered to help out, so we'll only be short one man instead of two.
Go me. Everyone stares at me as he smiles in my direction. Hi. Tbishy, happy to help.
Glad to meet you. I'm Eito Iwasa.
I like your name.
Since we'll have to do a little shuffling with coverage, here are everyone's roles for today.
Ito checks his clipboard and goes down a list of names. Kaori watches silently as Ito takes charge. Once he's finished, he looks at me.
Since you're from ACE, we'll have you tutoring the older kids.
Oh no. I nod.
Kaori and I will attend to the toddlers and younger kids.
I'm surprisingly pumped for this assignment. Tutoring kids should be a piece of cake, considering how much I've helped Nikki in the past. I'm such a good Oni-chan. Brother. With everyone's roles assigned, the group slowly disperses. One of the staff members offers to take me to the tutoring room. I thank him and follow her into a room filled with children between 4th to 6th grade. Seeing a new face, the kids kept interrupting me to ask questions about myself. They weren't especially curious because I don't look very Japanese. They asked about where I was from, what it was like back home, and what it was like to be a pilot. I tried really hard to keep their focus on their homework, but it was a lot tougher than I expected. Finally, I gave up and answered their questions. Once their questions were out of the way, they were able to focus on their homework. Although they tried hard, most of the children had difficulty grasping the material. I could tell they were frustrated, so I tried to think of different ways of explaining the same thing, which helped immensely. After a while, it looked like everyone is on track. I'll go see how Kaori is doing. It didn't take me long to find the younger kids. All I had to do was follow the sounds of shrieks and laughter. See, here you go. This is like a daycare. It's not riddled with books. Like a bookshelf, that makes sense. I'll allow it. A few books lined up. This was fine. I gently push open the door and see Kaori surrounded by children. Both her arms are full of kids, and even one hangs off her back. The rest hug her legs, and although Kaori weakly protests, the huge smile on her face gives away her true feelings. I've never seen her this happy before. A chorus of Miss Kaori circles her as the children compete for her attention. Suddenly, the child on Kaori's back slips. With a sharp yelp, she grabs a strap on Kaori's clothing.
Careful!
Back in the library. The strap falls off her shoulder as she bends down. The child can land softly on a table.
I got it.
Ito gently places the strap back into Kaori's shoulder. I wait in secret glee for the impending doom Ito has inflicted upon himself by touching her, but to my surprise, Kaori doesn't react. As Ito tries to take one of the kids out of Kaori's hands, the child looks at Ito for a second, then burrows her face into Kaori's shoulder. Kaori laughs.
I don't think she wants to leave anytime soon.
Ito
I
laughs
can't
too.
really blame her.
Ooh la la, do I sense young love in the air? I can't help but grin.
Since you've got your hands full, why don't I take care of their snacks and set up for the next activity?
That'd be great, thanks.
No problem.
They smile at each other. Oh, a smile from Kaori. It must be serious. I did go back into the room and return to my older kid. It looked like Kaori is doing more than okay. Another hour passes by in a blur. Before long, the parents trickle in to collect their children. The kids whine that they want to stay longer with Miss Kaori, but their parents urge them home. After all the kids have gone, the staff wave goodbye to each other and pack up to go back home, too. Before I go, I want to catch with Kaori. I find her with Ito cleaning up the toddler's room. Ito makes a comment, which is Kaori laughing. Kaori laughing at somebody else's jokes. I never thought I'd see the day. I chuckle to myself, better not ruin their moment. I can catch up with Kaori tomorrow. Before I can slip away, Kaori notices me and heads over.
Hey.
Hi. I stop my giggling and clear my throat. She raised an eyebrow.
What's up with you?
I can't believe she doesn't know.
Who? spin around and spot Uncle Miguel chuckling behind me. I know, right? It's cute how oblivious she is. Miguel nods with Kaori huffs.
What is wrong with you two?
Hey, Kaori, I'm heading off. I'll see you later.
Kaori's demeanor softens when she waves at Ito.
Oh, yeah, sure. Good work today.
You too.
Miguel chuckles again and pitches his voice high.
Good work today.
You too. Kaori freezes her face towards B red.
It's nothing like that.
Sure.
Miguel's not a very Japanese name, by the way. Just gonna throw that out there. We believe you.
Stop!
She scowls at us and steps back into the toddler's room and throws toys into their bins. Young love, so precious. Miguel grins. I'm glad I came out today. I got to see the other side of Coward, one that I won't soon let her forget. Once I got all my things, I drive home. When I arrive home, Yuki is rummaging through the drawers in the living room. She glances at me and grins.
Oh, good, you're here. Where are your rubber bands?
Huh?
Rubber bands, I need them.
Why? She
Do
smiles.
you know where they are?
Yeah, they're in the bottom drawer of the table beneath the mirror. Yuki searches the drawer and pulls out a rubber band.
Thanks.
Happy to help. I watch her curiously as she wanders into the kitchen. She ties a rubber band around the nozzle sprayer next to the faucet. Afterwards, she grabs Uncle Kaido's phone, which is lying unattended on the kitchen table. Peek over her shoulder and watch her change his lock screen to a screenshot of his home screen. And then she puts the phone back down. I follow her back to the living room where she takes a seat on the couch and flips through a magazine as if nothing has happened. What's going on?
As soon as Kato comes out, I want you to block your number and call his phone.
Why?
Just do it. It'll be worth it.
I shrug and join on the couch. He says so. We didn't have to wait long before Kato emerges from the back room. I do as Aunt Yuki asks and immediately call his phone. Yuki watches me closely as I do, then
Kato,
grins.
are you going into the kitchen? Do you mind getting me a glass of water?
No problem.
Thank you.
You're a mean woman. I know exactly where this is going. As soon as Kaido walks through the kitchen door, Yuki and I bolted off the couch and creep in the doorway to watch what unfolds. Kaido picks up an empty glass in one hand and his phone in the other. He puts the glass down beside the sink as he focuses on his phone. When he turns on the faucet, the rubber band forces the water to spray out of the nozzle and it catches Kaido all over his chest. He yelps in surprise, quickly shuts off the water, then tries desperately to swipe his phone. Aunt Yuki and I can't hold back our laughter. We fall into a fit of giggles by the door. Uncle Kaido looks increasingly worried as he can't get his phone to work.
Yuki, this isn't funny. I think you damaged my phone.
She's too busy laughing to answer.
I need this for work. This is serious.
Finally, you can compose herself.
Relax, your phone is fine.
Clearly it's not. It's frozen.
No, it's not. Give it here.
She flicks the phone out of his hand and unlocks it. He furrows his brow in
I
confusion.
just changed your wallpaper. Funny, right?
I can't help but laugh at the expression on Kaido's face. It's relief plus irritation plus confusion rolled into one. My laugh makes Yuki want to laugh, although she tries her best to keep a straight face in front of Kaido.
Kato, your face.
She breaks down the laughter. Soon even Kato cracks a smile to both of
One
us.
day, Yuki, you are going to give me a heart attack.
Don't say things like that.
I slowly compose myself and Kato glances at me.
You were in on this too? I thought you were on my side.
I'm Switzerland. Sorry, but Yuki's a fun one. She smiles and gives me a hug.
All right, fun one. Since this was all your fault to begin with, you should be the one to clean up the kitchen.
Fair enough.
That's fair. He goes to grab some towels while Uncle Kato and I head to the living room. I should tell him about what I learned at Ludian. Uncle Kato, I need to tell you something. It involves my dad. The smile drops.
What is it?
Yesterday during my match with Akira's team, Akira's gear went into overdrive
The
mode.
same overdrive mode your core can do?
Yeah. Yeah, I confronted a Ludian about it this afternoon, and they told me that Midori Energy... No. Maybe Midori means green? I don't know. Was the one who supplied them with the technology. Uncle Kaido looks grave.
That was your father's company.
Yeah, exactly.
Was this technology a research project he was working on for the company?
I don't know. He never mentioned anything to me about it. When we were building Eagle, when I discovered Eagle had this ability, I assumed it was something Dad had created just for me, but now I'm not so sure. Kato
I'll
nods.
have the PI investigate Midori Energy and see if there are any connections.
Maybe he was trying to, but someone wanted to sell it for money. But Papa said no. If I can respond, Yuki returns to the living room.
How about a little TV time with my two favorite boys?
Who are they? I'm up for that.
Same here.
Nikki
Not
home.
yet.
She is such a busy bee. She can join us when she comes back.
We throw in a movie and Uncle Kaido and Aunt Yuki add their own commentary to what's going on. Normally it'd be annoying, but I'm just happy to see that they're getting along so well again. Eventually Nikki comes home and snuggles between Kato and Yuki on the couch. For the first time in a while, I feel like I'm part of a family again. It's not just Nikki and me anymore. Judging by Nikki smiles, I think she feels the same way. We watch till the late hours in the night, then I say my goodnights and go to bed. It's not long before I've drifted off to sleep. I wake up with a yawn and stretch, then I get ready for the day and eat a hearty breakfast. I hope Yuuna didn't forget our plans for the day. I'll give her a quick call to make sure she's ready for me to pick her up. The phone rings a couple of times before she answers.
Hi, ready for our nature excursion?
I'm Grim. And here I was worried you'd forgotten.
No way! I meant it when I said I wanted to get away this weekend. I've even got my friend watching Mochi for the night.
There you go.
Studying for exams next week is really stressing me out. I think spending a day outside, enjoying the fresh air, seeing the wildlife is exactly what I need to rejuvenate the soul.
Sure. Awesome, because I already got permission from Uncle Kaido to borrow his car.
And I found a tent in our attic, so we have no excuse not to go.
There you go. Okay, so I'll come by and pick you up
Okay,
now.
I'll be ready.
I already prepared everything I want to bring, so once we hang up, I load it in the car. I drive to Yuna's house. She's waiting for me with a rolled up tent in one hand and a large bag in the other.
I brought some water and food, which should be easy to cook over a fire.
How thoughtful. Perfect, I brought some snacks too. I help her load everything into the car and we get driving. Yuuna acts as my navigator and tells me where to go. There's an area between the mountain ranges and lakes, which is a popular camping and hiking destination. Although this island isn't that big, it's still a couple of hours drive before we arrive. There aren't very many people around, which is fortunate for us. We select a more secluded area to set up camp. I grab the tent out of the car. Although it's been a few years since I've gone to camping, I still remember the basics of how to put up a tent. Yuna's tent is actually a lot larger than the ones I've used and way more stable. It's a nice tent.
Thanks. My mom picked it out when I was in high school. She said Yudai and I had outgrown our old tent.
I was not surprised when she mentioned her brother's name, but Yuna's face no longer holds a shadow of sadness. Instead, she looks on fondly.
Yudai used to compete with Dad to see who could put up the tent the fastest. Usually Dad won.
They always do. After getting the tent set up, we pull out the sleeping bags and blankets and set them up inside the tent. Should we unpack anything else, or should we get
I
ready
vote we
something?
unpack later and do something first.
Alright. I'm Grim. Me
I
too.
had a few ideas planned. The nice thing about this location is that we've got a lot of options available. I was thinking we could go hiking, go swimming, or go on a scavenger hunt.
What would you scavenge, though? Or just like forage for food? Hiking's not a bad idea. There are many good options here. One of my 10,000 saves. Let's do hiking. I don't know that matters. I got my outdoor boots on and I'm ready to tackle the wilderness. Let's go for a hike. Yuuna points to her boots.
We were thinking the same thing.
Nice. She grabs a couple of water bottles from her bag in the car and a few bags of trail mix. Then she puts them in a cute little doggy backpack. Not that backpack. That's not a doggy backpack. Nice backpack. How, cute. She blushes.
Oh, I got this when I was little, but it's still useful, so...
Uh-huh. Likely excuse. No, I actually mean it's cute. She
I
smiles.
think so too. Plus, it looks a little like mochi.
After shouldering the pack, she points towards the trail.
Come on, the trail starts here.
She tries to lead me away from the camp. At first, the trail leading up the mountain is easy, but soon it starts to get rockier. We have to be careful about where we step. My footing is unsteady, and I lag slightly behind Yuuna as I watch very closely where I step.
You okay?
I'm fine. She smiles, but slows her pace to match mine anyway. As we continue to climb, I enjoy the peacefulness of our surroundings. The trees shield us from the hot rays of the sun, and the only sounds are the scurrying of animals and our breathing. I barely register the squirrels jumping to and from the trees, but a weird animal that looks kind of like a dog and a raccoon darts behind a tree off the path. Hey, did you see that? He stops. A raccoon dog?
What?
Let's go chase it. Let's go chase a wild animal? What?
Hey, wait! That's not a good idea. We could get really lost.
You don't even know what the animal is. Go for the raccoon dog. We have to go after it. Before Yuuna can protest, I slip off the trail and go into the trees. Yuuna stays rooted to the spot and doesn't come after me. Probably for the best. I spot the furry fella gnawing on something and I approach it cautiously. A twig snaps beneath my feet, alerting the creature. It sits up, stares straight at me, then runs away. I immediately give chase. I speed through the trees, my focus entirely on keeping the creature in my sight. Suddenly I crash into someone. Ow.
Hey!
I blink. Yuuna? From my feet, I help her back onto hers. What are you doing here?
I've been waiting for you to come back. I was so scared you'd get lost.
Be fine. What's the worst that can happen? I die? Yuna's eyes glitter and her voice wavers. I didn't realize I worried her so much. I brush her stray leaves out of her hair and gently caress her cheek. I'm sorry, I should have done that. I pull her close to me and she buries her face in my chest.
It's okay. As long as you're safe.
Yeah. So we pull apart and I lean in to kiss her.
By the way, that animal you saw is a tanuki.
A tanuki?
They're all over Japan. I'm surprised you haven't seen one before now.
I mean, you've been in the city the whole time. It's not really surprising. Are those the spirit animals with the huge balls?
We should be heading back now.
Yuna's cheeks are bright red and she quickly heads back down the trail. Hey, wait for me! Yuuna slows her pace, looks back at me.
Do you want to just hang out at camp, or do something else?
How about a scavenger hunt? I want to see what that is. How does scavenger hunt
I
work?
found a list earlier and put it on my phone. It's kind of a game, so when we find the item, we take a picture of it, and then it'll tell us the next item.
Okay. I know. Yeah, sure. Sounds fun. She grins and pulls out her phone. We double check the app.
Okay, so the first object we have to find is sunlight through the trees.
Alright, this game already sucks. That's oddly specific, but not hard. I point to any of the myriad of trees surrounding us. Yuuna shrugged and arbitrarily picks a tree to take a picture.
Done! The next thing we have to find is a fish.
Okay, that one's a little bit more difficult. Also not hard. It's a little bit more difficult because you gotta be quiet to make sure you don't scare off a fish.
Come on, let's go to the lake.
I follow Yuuna down to the lake and we snap a photo of a fish swimming beneath the clear waters.
Next one is to find a lizard.
That one could be a little bit difficult. Lizard might be small. It's a little harder. They like water, right? Good thing we're already by the lake. We scour the bank but are unsuccessful. Just as we're about to give up, Yuuna jumps excitedly.
Oh, I found one! Look!
I rush over and spot a little brown gecko. It blended in so well with the ground that I would have missed it if Yuuna hadn't said anything. Nice. What's
Find
next?
an intact spider web.
Oof. Probably easy to spot on the trees. We need to run down the list and join the challenge. The further down the list we go, the harder the quest. The items range from really specific, such as an ant moving something, to really general, like a butterfly, to kind of weird, like a dead tree.
Next we have to find a four-leaf clover.
Oh boy. Those don't exist. They do. You blink.
Sure they do.
No, clovers are 3 leaves. No, they do exist. They're just like, I think they're genetic mutations in them.
Yeah, the four-leafed ones are really rare, but they do exist.
I've never seen one before.
Well, now you will.
Still skeptical, we get to searching. And searching. Are you sure about this? I can't find one anywhere. You frown.
They do exist. They're just super hard to find.
Okay, well, can we skip this one and move on to the next? My neck is starting to cramp from staring at the ground for so long. You tried to skip my
They
frowns.
won't let us skip without uploading a pic.
How would I do this if I can't find one? Let's try. Keep trying. Yuuna nods. Our search continues. After some time, looks like we won't be finding 4-leaf clover anytime soon.
Maybe we should take a break for now.
Yuna smiled, but I could tell she's disappointed. She probably wanted this game to go smoothly, and my complaining certainly didn't help. I have one last thing for us to find. He glances up at me. One amazing girlfriend. Not here, am I right? Please don't kill me. She blushes as I pull her close to kiss her. Time to take a picture, right? She nods, takes out her camera so we can pose in a picture together.
Okay, now I'm really ready for a break, though. Is there something else you want to do, or should we go back to camp?
Yeah, let's see what would have happened to pick one of those other options, because one of them would just, like, take a picture. A picture of a 4-leaf clover. Okay, we'll take a picture of 4-leaf clover, then. Yuuna blinks.
Did you find one?
Nope. I pick a 3-leaf clover and another leaf from another clover, then hold them together to make a 4-leaf clover. Ta-da, there's a 4-leaf clover. It looks like
That's
easy.
definitely cheating.
You're not wrong.
Maybe we should take a break for now.
I don't like
Did
that
you-
option. This. Do swimming, why not? Swimming sounds perfect right about now. She grins.
Okay, let's go get changed first.
I nod as Yuuna leads the way. Once we're done changing, I follow Yuuna again. I take a few minutes as Yuuna guides us. Finally, we come to the end of the path. Where's the lake? Yuuna points downwards. I stand beside her at the edge and glance down to see pristine
That's
water.
the fastest way to the lake. Otherwise, we'll have to take the long way to go down.
Should I say?
Of course. There are no hidden rocks below, if that's what you're worried about. We're not that far up either.
Alright. Yuuna wears a sly
If
grin.
you're afraid, we can just walk down.
Never. Going for it. Afraid, I live for the adrenaline. Instead of responding, I step away from the edge. Yuuna watches with a mixture of amusement and surprise. I take a running start and leap out the ledge. I tuck my arms and legs to a ball as I slice through the air. With barely enough time to suck in a deep breath, I crash in the water. I pump my legs and break through the surface of the water to suck in more air. Squinting at the sun, I spot Yuuna peering down at me and flash her a thumbs up. Come on in, water's great. She disappears for a minute. I wonder if she's going to walk when I see a flash of pink gracefully arcs off the edge into the beautiful swan dive. She barely makes a splash as she enters the water. After a few seconds, she breaks the surface and grins at me. Give that a 10 out of 10.
Oh wow, a perfect score.
For a perfect girl. Swim over, kiss her. My heart's still pounding from the adrenaline. We continue to laugh and splash in the water when a colorful fish catches my eye. Have you seen that?
See what?
Rainbow fish. It gives me a weird
There's
look.
no such thing as a rainbow fish.
I swear I just saw it. I must squint into the water. I spot a lot of trout and other plain-looking fish with a glint of bright white and orange swims past. There! You look surprised.
Hey, that's a carp. What's it doing here?
I don't know. Let's catch it.
With
Just
what?
grab a random fish. Hands? As fish swims past, I snatch it with my bare hands, but I only grab a handful of water. Aw. You know, laugh.
That's why fishing rods were invented.
I certainly help. Bears can do it. The carp swims by again, and I lunge for it, but again, come back empty-handed. Stop swimming, you sly fish. Something Yuuna darts forward.
I touched it.
Really?
Yeah.
She grins proudly and her eyes sparkle.
I'm going to catch that fish.
So you do it. No matter how often we called and waited for the carp to return, it didn't appear again. I guess it learned its lesson and was staying far away from the grabby hands. With our fingers and toes started to prune, we decided to get out of the water and dry
Is there
off.
something else you want to do, or do you want to head back to camp?
Now we're done. Go back. I'm poop. Take a rest back at camp. Yuuna nods. Change it back to our clothes. Lead on.
Sounds good.
Yuuna leads the way to camp, and the sun slowly dips into the sky. I glance around at Yuuna and smile. The day just flies by when I'm with her. Once we spot our tents, Yuuna turns to me.
What now?
Now it's time for the best part, the
I'll
campfire.
go collect some wood.
I nod and the two of us get to work building the fire. I packed a lighter with me so we wouldn't have to fiddle with stones like cavemen. Soon a bright fire chases away the shadows as the sun sets. Yuna's face glows from the flames and the sun shines a halo behind her. I grab a couple of skewers and pass them to her. I know traditionally people use sticks, but that always seemed kind of gross and unhygienic to me. Yuuna looks at me confused.
What's this for?
S'mores, of course.
S'mores?
I told you never had s'mores before. I grabbed the graham crackers, chocolate, and marshmallows. Let's have it in my mouth. First, you put your marshmallow on your skewer and toast it over the fire. Hold my skewer above the flame to demonstrate. Yuuna hesitantly copies me. Then you take the graham crackers, chocolate, and marshmallow and combine it into one warm, melty sandwich. Yuuna hides a giggle as she looks at my skewer. What?
Is the marshmallow supposed to be charcoal?
I lift my skewer out of the fire and see that one side of the marshmallow is completely blackened. Dang. Why does this happen every time? Yuuna removes her skewer and bursts out laughing. Her marshmallow did not fare much better than mine. Let's try that again. Place fresh marshmallows in the skewers and successfully toast them. After completing her s'mores, Yuuna takes a big bite of her, and her face lights up.
This is delicious.
Damn right. I know.
This is something you do in America a lot?
Every day. This is a must for every campsite.
I wish I'd had one sooner. Let's make another.
Okay. I grin as I pass Yuuna the items and watch she eagerly puts the pieces together. I guess she really does love American stuff. I think I see her shiver and notice the cool breeze as the sun disappears below the horizon. Scooting closer, I wrap my arms around her and she focuses on her marshmallow. She blinks at my touch, then our gazes lock. She meets me to kiss, her forgotten marshmallow burning on the skewer. Suddenly a droplet hits my head. I break away in surprise and glance at the sky. You feel a raindrop?
No.
Yes, the droplet falls on her
I
nose.
mean, yes. It wasn't supposed to rain today.
Weather sucks. I end up there, and those were the magic words unlocked in the sky. The rain pours down in a thick sheet of water. Yuna's hair sticks to her face and neck as we are drenched within minutes. Quickly, to the tent! I grab Yuna's hand and we race into the dry safety of the tent. Zipping behind us, I can hear Yuna's teeth chattering in the darkness. I need to get off these clothes.
What?
My cheeks burn. We'll catch cold if we stay in these wet clothes. She hesitates.
You're right. But we left the spare clothes in the car.
Life's full of disappointment. Suddenly she pulls her top off. Wait!
Just turn around, okay?
I promise. I do as she obliges and strips down to my boxers. I glance over my shoulder and see Yuuna stripping down to her underclothes. She looks back at me over her shoulder and her cheeks turn pink.
Stop peeking!
You stop peeking. Sorry. The small lantern hanging on the top of the tent, which provides a tiny bit of light in the darkness, we sit quietly as the rain patters against the tent. I try not to think about Yuuna sitting half naked behind me, but my mind keeps wandering back to it. Think about something else. Maybe I should ask her a question. Yuuna speaks before I can think of something to ask her.
So, have you ever played that game where you write a word on someone's back and they have to guess what it is?
Yes.
Want to play?
Sure.
Okay, I'll go first.
Yuna's trying to ease the tension and pretend like nothing unusual is happening, but I can hear the anxiety in her voice.
Don't look, okay?
She gently traces her finger along my back. My skin tingles where she touches. Playing in English.
Yes.
She used to trace letters on my back, one after another.
Okay, done. What did I write?
Felt like something started with an H and ended with a Y. Happy. Felt like happy. And claps.
Yes, that was it.
Yes! That's how you feel right now. Are you happy with all the anxiety in your voice?
Yes.
Hey, good for you. Her voice is soft that I can imagine the blush in her cheeks. I feel that way
Okay,
too.
your turn.
I hear her settle into place, and when I turn to face her back, her skin is porcelain smooth. As I gently brush her hair out of the way, I wonder what I should write. Dear God. That'd be funny. Come on. Come on. I noticed the word. I trace oral on her back. Try not to giggle as I write. Turning from Yuna's bright cheeks, I think she guessed it.
Oral?
Can't hold back my grin. Yeah! Yuna's blush deepens and she doesn't say anything for a while. I'm a little worried I've offended her.
Okay.
Maybe that wasn't the best choice to make. At least now we can move on. Okay. I get back in position as she right on my back, but she doesn't move.
So, me or you?
Huh? What? Me or you what? It's you now.
Okay.
She doesn't move.
Aren't you going to turn around?
Wait, what?
What?
I twist to look at her. She's facing me with lowered eyes. It's your turn for the game. Not only does her face turn red, but her blush creeps down her neck and chest too.
Never mind. Yes, the game.
What a pervert. You're apparently a big pervert. Good lord. All I can do is stare. Did she really? Was she going to? I shake the thought away. There's no way she meant what's on my mind right now. I think. Play a few more rounds, then chat for a few hours. Time goes by in a flash, and we enjoy each other's company. And it looks like the rain has stopped. I peek outside, and sure enough, the only rain is from dripping leaves. I go to the car and get our clothes. You stay here. Yuuna nods. Once we come back with the rest of our supplies, we quickly get changed and tuck ourselves into our sleeping bags after turning off the lantern. It's pitch black inside. Only the subtle noise of shuffling creates a sense of space.
I'm a little cold.
Her voice is muffled from the sleeping bag. Maybe I can fix that. I scoot my bag even closer to hers and sling my arm around her. She smiles as she leans against
This is
me.
nice.
I can't stop thinking about our game other than how Yuuna... I need to know. Yuuna?
Hmm?
Are you a pervert? Be honest with me. I'm trying to make a joke about how you didn't fully understand the English language earlier, but, are you a pervert? About earlier, we were playing the writing game? I'm not sure how to ask this. Yuuna blushes deeply.
What about it?
Were you going to? I mean, her face is redder than a tomato.
I think it's time to go to sleep now.
Okay. She burrows into my chest, trying to hide her face. Was she just teasing me earlier, then? Now I'm even more unsure. We stay this way and enjoy the fullness of each other's company. I listen to the soft sound of her breathing and the stillness of the night before drifting to sleep. When I wake, Yuuna is still cuddled up against me. I smile at her sleeping form. She looks so peaceful in the sunlight filtering through the cracks of the tent, frame her like an angel. I brush the stray hair away from her face and she blinks her eyes open. She smiles as her gaze fixes
Good
on me.
morning.
Morning. Stretches lazily and
Did
yawns.
you sleep well?
Very well, actually. How about you?
Very well, too.
We stay where we are for a little while longer before Yuuna reluctantly sighs.
I think it's time for us to pack up.
Sure?
Yeah.
Darn. I sigh and then nod, recall our sleeping bags and get to work cleaning up the camp. After heating up some of the food Yuuna brought, we pack everything up into the car and drive back. I drop her off in front of her house and help her carry things to her door.
Thanks so much for taking me on this trip. I had a great time.
Me too.
I'll see you Monday.
Sure. Let's meet for one last kiss. Yuuna smiles and head to her house while I get back in my car and drive home. It's late by the time I reach home. As soon as I do, I head straight from my room and collapse onto the bed. I couldn't have asked for a better day yesterday, but there's something comforting about coming back to my own bed. My eyes begin to droop, my phone rings, jolting me back awake. It's a call from Nikki. Of course I answer. Hello.
Thank God you're home.
She speaks quickly and seems almost out of
Can you
breath.
pick me up from the bookstore?
Her voice is garbled and I can hardly make out what she's saying. What? She pauses. There's a lot of movement on the phone before she speaks
Please,
again.
can you get me?
Where are you?
The bookstore.
Her voice is clear, but she sounds scared. Something doesn't seem right. Alright, I'll be there in a few minutes. Nikki sighs in relief.
Thanks.
I hang up the phone and I hurry back to my bike, and Nikki would tell me if she were in danger. Wouldn't she? I try not to dwell on the thought, but pick up speed anyway. Luckily, traffic's on my side and I arrive a few minutes earlier than anticipated. Nikki waits for me beneath a street lamp a few feet away from the bus stop. I can make out Kin's dark mop of hair beside her. It's a little strange that she's not under the bus awning, and what's Kin doing here? Nikki straightens up as I slow down. Flecks of blood stain her clothes, and dark bruises mark her skin. Kin steps in the light to greet me, and I wince when I see him. His left eye and cheek is puffy and starting to turn purple. Blood drips down his face from a cut on his temple. I wish I tried to clean it, but because his forehead is smeared with streaks of red. What the hell happened here? I park my bike and rush over to him. Nikki throws her arms around me and hugs me tightly.
Glad you're here.
God, Nikki, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're bleeding.
No, the blood's not mine.
That's even worse. Is it Kin's?
No.
You look like hell. He tries to smile and dabs at his swollen lip, his finger now stained with fresh blood. He holds himself stiffly and leans on the lamppost for support.
He saved me from those guys.
What guys?
I don't know. There was a group of them. 3, I think, waiting for the bus. And when they showed up, they started saying all these things about me.
Oh, they sound lovely.
They were being so gross and creepy, but I tried to ignore them because I figured the bus would be there soon and it wouldn't matter. And then one of the guys tried to put his arm around me. Freaked out. Guess I pushed him and he got really angry. And then the other guy grabbed me and...
Blood runs cold. He what? Did he hit you? Are you hurt?
No!
Nikki's voice trembles and her eyes glitter with tears. I'm about to pull her back into a hug when Ken slips his hand into hers and squeezes.
Ken intervened before anything could have happened.
He glances at Ken, smiling
He
broadly.
came barreling out of the bookstore, screaming at that guy to let me go. And then he punched him right in the face.
That's brave.
The guy was super angry, and he and his friends ganged up on him.
How did you get your bruises then? She frowned.
Tried to stop them from ganging up on Ken.
You what? Where do you think you joined in the fight? You could have been seriously injured. I think it's at your jaw.
There was no way I was going to let Ken fight them alone. Especially not when this fight only happened because of me.
I'm too stunned by her outburst to reply. Of course, I'm not pleased that she put herself in danger, but a part of me is also a little proud.
I didn't really need to help.
Raise an eyebrow.
Ken beat 2 of them up by himself. The 3rd one had to help them up so they could escape.
What? I look skeptically at Ken. I wouldn't say he's scrawny, but he's not muscle man either. Ken chips nervously. I think I made him uncomfortable.
I have some experience with martial arts.
That'd help.
What do you mean, some experience? You're a 2nd dan black belt.
Alright, that really helps. He's a what? I'm certainly not expecting that. You threw yourself in harm's way to protect Nikki?
Of course.
Ken maintains eye contact and answers with conviction. Nikki blushes.
Anyway, I told Ken he should go back inside, but he refused.
It's not safe for her to wait alone.
I'll take another look at Ken. I respect him, man. Thanks. The fire in his eyes I never noticed before. When he looks at Nikki, he isn't just a timid kid trimming in his boots. He looks like someone who's willing to move mountains. I meet his eyes and nod. Thanks for being there for her. He blinks in surprise but nods
I
back.
only did what anyone would have done.
Don't be so modest. You were amazing out there.
Ken shrugs awkwardly, then winces in pain. You sure you're okay though? Maybe we should take you to the hospital. Shakes his
I'm
head.
fine. Nothing's broken.
I look him over. I don't know about that.
Told him we should call an ambulance, but he refused.
I promise I'm okay. I'm sorry for causing you such trouble.
This is one of the rare times I wish my bike could fit more people. Do you at least have a ride
He let
home?
me call his brother to come pick him up.
We'll wait here until he arrives.
I appreciate the thought, but I would feel more at ease if you took Nikki home.
Alright, how about we just get you back in the bookstore then? If you don't want us to wait with you, will you at least let us walk you back into the bookstore? Should be safer in there.
I'm sure your coworkers will let you back in. They're probably wondering what happened to you anyway.
You work there. Ken nods. Let's help get you back inside. Realizing he's fighting a losing battle, Ken agrees.
Okay.
At the very least, you're out of any potential danger. Nick and I go to support him, but he manages to walk by himself as we head into the bookstore. His coworkers rush out to help, each ask a question about what happened. This is not a bookstore. Nikki and I sit with Ken as we wait for his brother to arrive. Nikki fusses over Ken, and he lets her as I watch the 2 of them. I pay close attention to Ken. He's calm, respectful, and polite, but more importantly, he makes Nikki smile. Yeah, he's fine. Can I talk to you for a second? He looks at me with wide eyes, the very same expression that he wore the first time I met him.
Sure.
Amused, I leave him to a quiet area behind the shelves. I'm trusting you to take care of her. He blinks blankly before his eyes open wide again as his face goes pink. He bows at a perfect 90-degree angle.
Of course. Thank you for your trust.
You don't have to bow. He turns to an upright position.
Sorry.
Don't apologize.
Sorry.
I go in and he shuts up. This is kind of fun. I think I may actually enjoy this turn of events. Alright, let's go back. Nikki bombards us with questions as we return.
What was that all about? Why wasn't I invited? Why did Ken bow?
Yeah, Ken, why did you bow? I credentialed him, daring him to answer.
Oh, it's because he's my senpai?
Smooth. Nikki stares at him blankly and shifts her attention to me.
What did you do?
Nothing at all. There I can.
Of course.
Nikki pouts, but I can see the trace of a smile. I guess she's glad we're finally getting along. A few minutes later, Ken's brother shows up. He convinces Ken to go to the hospital and thanks us for our help. With Ken safe, we head home. Nikki lets out a huge breath when we step into the living room. Her face is unusually serious. She hangs her head and stares at her
I'm
feet.
so sorry.
Why?
If I hadn't gone to visit Ken, I wouldn't have lost track of time and stayed out so late. And then I wouldn't have gotten into this mess and made everyone worry.
Nikki, what happened wasn't your fault. She glances up
But
at me.
if I...
No, none of this is your fault. What happened is the fault of those guys, and if I ever find out who they are, I'm going to finish what Ken started. Nikki smiles weakly
I
and
think
nods.
I'll go take a shower.
Sure. As soon as Nikki goes upstairs, Kaido pops his head out of the kitchen.
Is Nikki gone?
Yep. He pauses and gives me another look.
Did something happen?
I debate telling Kaido about the incident, but I don't want him to needlessly worry. He looks like he has something else on his mind. It's fine. What's up?
I heard back from the PI.
Oh, mine's fast. What do you say?
Ezra Wilson.
The drunk driver?
Yeah. What do you really know about him?
He and Dad used to work together at Midori Energy. They were on every project together, and he used to come to the house all the time while we were growing up. I thought he and Dad were friends. My voice trails off. His blood alcohol was far over the legal limit. Not like the cops could ask him about it due to his coma, nor was there any evidence which indicated this was far more than a cut-and-dry drunk driving accident. There's no incentive to investigate further, so that was all that was listed in the report.
Well, it turns out Ezra was stalking your father.
Oh, that's not scary. I frown. That doesn't make sense. They saw each other every day at work. Why?
The PI read about a huge fire at Midori Energy the week before your parents' accident. He spoke to a few people and found out that the fire destroyed important documents which contained all the research from Midori's latest project.
Rack my brain. I think I might remember hearing something about the fire.
The documents which were destroyed was your father's and Ezra's research.
Dad's research. Tried to recall Dad right before the accident. He seemed a little more worried than usual, but otherwise didn't give any indication that something was amiss. Shouldn't he have been devastated by something like losing years of research? Was he trying to protect me, or was something else going
Ezra
on?
didn't take the loss well. Right after the fire, Ezra accused your father of purposely sabotaging him by setting their research on fire.
Dad wouldn't do that. It's his research too.
Right. It didn't make sense. Nobody believed him and they chalked up his breakdown to stress. But he wouldn't let it go. He accosted your father many times at work demanding answers. It got so bad that he was assigned a leave of absence by the company.
Oh, hell of a guy.
On the day of the accident, your parents had lunch at a cafe.
Nikki called them, asked for a ride. Yeah, I remember.
The PI asked the waitstaff if they remembered seeing your parents there, and they did. Ezra too.
He was there.
Yeah, he'd followed them there and was already clearly intoxicated. He demanded that they pay him all the money he would have made upon completion of the project.
He said your father owed him.
Obviously, your father refused and continually maintained his innocence. Ezra became so disruptive, the manager had to forcibly remove him from the cafe.
I'm annoying, doesn't finish it. Your parents seemed shaken, but tried to finish their meals and nothing
That's
happened.
when they received the call from Nikki.
And I guess Ezra tried to tail them, but ended up running them off the road. Kaido nods, looking more grim than ever. Something doesn't add up. What research is important enough to kill over? And if Ezra was driven to madness after losing his life's work, why was Dad barely affected? It is a convenient thing of Akira's copycat core. How much time has passed since the accident? Since the fire? Enough for the company to piece together just enough of the research to turn a profit. Uncle Kaido? He looks at me. I think the research that killed Dad has to do with my core. He hesitates and nods slowly.
You might be right.
Wasn't there an encrypted piece that Bally wasn't able to unlock? Maybe that can help make sense of all this. I need to take another look at it. I need to look at my core. Uncle Kaido doesn't try to stop
You
me.
do what you need to do.
Just be safe. Thanks, Uncle Kaido. The second time today, I race to the garage and hop on my bike, then I drive to Ace. We'll pick this up next time, figuring out maybe what the secret behind the core is. Maybe we finally can figure it out. As always, I appreciate you being here and I appreciate you watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, all the fun stuff, and I'll see you next time, beautiful. Bye-bye.